Look at you in New York.
You look incredible.
Oh,
You're
thank
like glowing.
you.
Do you love New York? Do you love being here?
I'm only really ever here when I do a show. So I'll live here for months on end.
Yeah, that's living here, though.
But it's only sort of every 10 years that I end up on Broadway. But when I'm here, I love it.
Yeah. Did you grow up doing theater? Is that why you love it so much? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was 28 before I had a television audition. It was all theater through my teens and my 20s.
I love hearing that, though, for actors that are still, like, pushing and they're like, man, I'm 28, and, like, I haven't hit how I want to yet. Like, I love hearing that, and you're this huge TV star. Like, you just never know, like, timing.
It came, and back then, sort of, I was just getting into television in my, about to be 30, and I was suddenly too old. I was playing dads in my first...
Yeah, so it's awesome. I heard that you got to do this, and I've never seen Elton John live, and I'm so jealous, but you got to do it. I haven't.
That's crazy.
I was poor growing up, man. And then by the time I made money, I'm so busy, I only catch shows, like, when I can. But Elton is incredible, and I heard that you were at his final concert here in North America?
Well, so a story I love to tell. When I was doing theater in high school, I was doing a production of Godspell in 11th grade, and one of my co-stars was David Furnish, who is now Elton John's husband. So we've had a relationship through our lives, and I've had one with Elton that, I don't know, 10, 12 times I've seen Elton over the years.
Oh, my God, you lucky man.
I know, it's so great. It's also allowed for some crazy friendships, like the people I got to meet through that period of time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of actors look up to other actors. I was just in awe of musicians always. When I was 15, I just wanted to be I wanted to be a rock star.
Yeah,
I wanted
that's
to do
so
what
funny
you do.
because my favorites are actors that sing.
We're shallow and empty.
No.
I wouldn't worry about it. But so I loved Elton, and I got to meet Bernie Taupin, who writes all of Elton's lyrics, and we became friends through the years.
Great writer.
And I wanted to show this. So I was invited.
You recreated it.
So this is Bernie Taupin's 70th birthday party. There's Bernie, Elton, Alice Cooper, and me, and I based this photograph on this photograph, which is from 1972, I think. Alice Cooper.
You needed to undo your shirt a little bit more. Give some more chest hair.
Do you recognize who that is between Alice and Elton is Paul Lynde from the Hollywood Squares.
Oh,
so I'm Paul Lynde in 2000. Whatever that was.
Next time, just gold chain, more chest hair.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But, when I'm 15, I'm in my bedroom pretending to be Alice Cooper. Like, that was how I became an actor, was wanting to be a rock star.
Isn't it funny, though? I find that the people, because I met him years ago, Alice, and he was so nice, like, so sweet. And he's like this huge rock star with goth makeup and, like, all this stuff. And I was kind of afraid to meet him, but he's so nice.
He's so nice, and it's all a character, but it's a character that I still do at Halloween occasionally.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's a classic. So what did you listen to music as a kid? Did you listen to Alice?
It was that. Queen was my big one.
Oh, Freddie Mercury.
And my father loved when I'd put on, tights in my bedroom and
says
I'd go downstairs to get something from the kitchen. He was like, "You stay in your room in that thing." But yeah, that's who I wanted to be. Very
By the way, you're my son. My 7-year-old son is like, he looks like it's like Harry Styles is that generation now. Like, because his wardrobe is so, like, eclectic. And I love it that Harry is, like, a representative for him because he's also talented, but he also dresses, like, so fun and eccentric, a bit. And my son feels comfortable. And he's 7, and that's so awesome because... sometimes they're always like, boys can't do that. And I always look at them like, boys can do anything they want, And
my son's 21 in college, and this is the time to be in college, is just the experimentation.
Yeah, you never know. Well, what was your first concert? Very first.
I love to say that it was Queen, but that was really my second in '78. My first was ELO, and Meatloaf opened for them.
I actually loved Meatloaf's voice. Yes. I would do anything. I loved it. It was very operatic,
Incredible, Well, that first album wasn't even out yet. The Paradise by the Dashboard Light and all that stuff hadn't really dropped, which is why they were an opening band. But they were an opening band in front of 70,000 people.
Oh my God!
And there's, he's that big on stage, but that album.
Oh my gosh, that's a great first concert. I can't ever remember. Mine was either Aerosmith or Celine Dion, which are very different.
Yeah.
Very passionate, both, but yeah.
I saw Aerosmith too in like 70, I think it was 78,
Yeah?
79.
Oh man, that changed we were gonna get married. Yeah.
You would see him?
Yeah.
Was he aware of it?
No,
Yeah.
but he would love me.
Yeah,
no,
would.
I went to the concert and I love that feeling that you get inspired by people. That's how I get by actors, by the way, because it's such a different world for me. Like, but I get that with certain musicians as well, and just seeing him, like with the fan and everything. I would pretend I was Steven Tyler.
That whole sassafras thing that he used to, I mean, he can still do it, but wow.
Oh
what he was doing in 73 is like nuts.
We did a photo shoot though later in life, and have you ever met like one of your heroes, and it was like he was so like passionate that in my dream was for him to go on my face, but then when he was actually doing it, I was like, it's so funny. And I just got so nervous. I was overwhelmed with passion deep inside. So you're back on Broadway. This is called The Cottage, right?
The Cottage, which is your classic English sex farce.
Okay. I'm in.
It's hysterical, although it is, there I am there. But...
With that mustache.
It's a new play written by a young American woman, but she just wanted to write in the classic sort of Noel Coward style. So it's old-fashioned. But it's more from the female perspective. It's like a feminist Noel Coward play. But it's dirty as hell, and...
I would love it.
You would love
stuff
it.
Like
Come
that.
see us.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Are you working with Laura Bell Bundy?
Yes.
Yeah. I've run into her a couple times.
Laura Bell is... she was Legally Blonde, the musical. She was Tony nominated. And we are such a team at the top of that show. I just couldn't do it without her.
It's so funny. Now all I'm seeing is Freddie Mercury when I look at you right now. You were literally talking, and I was like, listen. And I was like, I can't. Now I'm just picturing you in a movie playing Freddie Mercury. So I have a question. So whenever an actor directs you, like Jason Alexander, who directs this, like, is that different than when it's not an actor? Do they direct in a different way?
Most actors love other actors directing them for the most part.
Okay.
I particularly love it because Jason and I are old friends, not from NBC or whatever, but from being dads at the same school.
Oh, you have like a shorthand.
Our kid. Yeah. So that was, he directed me in a production of The Fantastics 11 years ago. So we had a great shorthand. And as a comedy legend, I mean, I was just it's so great. This is a really freaking funny comedy.
It's got to be good too to like work with your friends. Like that's why I'm at the age now to where I'm just like, I just want to work with people like I love to work with, and I just want to do it,
At the same time, I've always loved meeting new people, having new cast. And I just got to talk about the cast of The Cottage for 1 second. They are all Broadway pros. They are amazing. And particularly my friend Dana Steingold, who is a huge Kelly Clarkson fan.
She has great
And
taste.
I just said her name. I just said it on television. There you go, Dan. That's for you.
So what is your favorite? Do you like acting on stage like that, or do you like acting like on TV? Because everybody always asks me to act, and I hate acting on TV or maybe anything like that. I hate because I don't like. I like the constant stream of, because I grew up in like musical theater.
Right.
I like the stage acting better. So what do you?
I mean, if I did it all the time, perhaps I'd yearn for a little of it. But I love being on stage. I miss it, and I'm hoping to do a little bit.
Breaking
more
up the monotony is cool though.
Yeah. What was your musical that you did in high school?
I did a few, but the one that I felt like I finally was like, oh man, I could do this for a living was Seven Brides, Seven Brothers.
Oh wow,
yeah, I was leading that. So I was like, and it was double cast. And so
that's a lot of brides and a lot.
Yeah. Well, there's a political backstory to that I'll save for off camera. But no, we only got one show, and we learned all of it. So like I was like, the other cast got more. But anyway, but it was like incredible though to that moment. Do you remember that moment you're on stage? It was that I was singing One Man in that, and I was like, I felt this like overwhelming like purpose. And it was magical.
100%. For me, that production of Godspell I was talking about, it wasn't even the evening performances that we eventually did. It was that assembly where they bring the school together and they do a thing for the football team or whatever. And
we
then
did
it's
that
like,
too.
And now the theater class is going to do a song from their new show, Godspell. And it was that. It was being Jesus in the rainbow
amongst
suspenders.
Your peers.
And peers who had never much
Worship
cared
me.
for me, But suddenly now it was like, oh, okay, we get it. And I was like, oh, this is it.
Wait, so speaking of friends coming to a show, I always tell people to never tell me if someone comes to a show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I hate knowing. Do you like knowing?
I like knowing, particularly in a long run like this, where you're doing the same show. We've done it 110 times now.
Yeah.
It helps me to see it through new eyes.
Oh, okay.
I can get excited because I know so-and-so's out there, and they're English, so they'll hate my accent, or they're
judgy,
or they're really judgy, so they'll hate the whole show. But,
oh man, that makes me nervous. I don't get nervous on stage, but when I know that friends or family or something is, I'm like, I don't want to know. Yeah.
I don't know why. It gives me a little kick.
So one time, speaking of that, though, you actually surprised Sean Hayes, right? Was it in Chicago?
Yeah, so Sean, I don't know if you got a chance to see Goodnight Oscar, but he won the Tony for it.
Yeah, he's so talented.
He's so incredible.
Yeah.
But there's us together. But he did it in Chicago first, and I knew he was doing it. It was very low-key. This is like a year and a half ago. But I flew in to see him and surprise him, and I told him that night, "You're going to New York, right?" He said, "Yeah, hopefully." And I said, "Yeah, you're going to win the Tony."
Oh,
so,
my God.
Nice
You're like Nostradamus. You predicted that.
It was pretty clear. He was pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's so talented. So have you ever had, like, huge mistakes on stage? Like, because it's live.
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah.
This show, we have a lot of prop things go wrong, which leads to a lot of improv and funny. But I haven't had terrible mistakes. The one I always tell, just because it was the beginning of my career. I had a sort of a standing over there with a spear part in a production of King Lear, giant production in Canada at the Stratford Festival. And one night, I was just at the fire in the center of the stage, and Lear is talking, and I know something bad's going to happen. I feel sick. I gotta go, but I don't. I keep waiting, and I keep waiting. It's a long scene, and finally I turned to go, and I fainted dead away, and my helmet bounced into the audience, and my spear fell down. And Lear apparently went, bear him hence. And so somebody picked me up and took me off, and I sort of came to at the stage door, and he hovered over me. He'd finished the scene, and he came and he said, "Are you all right there, boy?"
Oh, my God, he improv the whole thing. That's amazing.
Yes, and he went,
You messed up.
So, note to self, don't faint.
But that's what I love about stage. That's what is every night is different. It could be the same play, same musical, but these things happen, and I love that, the energy of that. I think that's pretty magical.
We've had a thing we do in this show that I came up with in rehearsal where I'm trying to get rid of a damning brassiere that is going to give me away, and I throw it into the audience. And
like a rock star.
Like
You are Freddie Mercury.
And then whatever I do with the person that catches it is fun. But once in a while, the person has thrown it back on stage, which I love, because then you can make stuff up.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, then you're like a comedian on stage. I love that. Well, I loved your side eye. Well, let's take another break. You can see Eric and the Cottage on Broadway at the Hayes Theater now through October 29th. And his podcast, Just Jack and Will, with Sean Hayes and Eric McCormack, is available wherever you get your podcasts or like to listen.